Welcome back to another installment of the Unaware Draft League. Tapu Koko wins division. Today, the Goldango Nuggets, my team, will play against the Pacifidlog Porygons. Let's go. So this is Mark C here reporting, and so far, so good. Lost last match against Lucinderace, breaking my win streak. Sadly, we were at 2-1. Not too bad. Could be worse. Yeah. So why did I lose? Well, I got outplayed. Lucinderace is a strong player, but more importantly, I did not respect the matchup. I kind of forgot how good Incineroar is, which is so fucking stupid, obviously. So I am going to make sure to not disrespect support pieces and to really, actually run calculations on what I kind of want to do on each Pokemon. So, all right, here's the matchup. We got some need for speed and some slow guys on the other team. Some notable players here that are, fairly well matched up, depending on who goes first, is Metagross. We have Redirection, Spammer, that is the Sinistcha. We have the Demon, Primarina. We have RK9, who will probably have Intimidate. Noivern, who will probably... I'm guessing Choice Scarf, if it... for either damage or a fast Tailwind setter, because, it is pretty speedy. We have an idea for that. And, I don't know, maybe Sash Excadrill, Life Orb Excadrill, Scarf Excadrill. I mean, there's not really that many items you can put on a Excadrill that would not make it good. It is a strong Pokemon. And we have another cool one, which is a Sand Rush, most likely on the Houndstone. I'm a little bit afraid of this thing, to be honest, because I think it could pretty much pop off against my Ghost types. And Tyranitar is obviously super duper strong, but I have a few ways I can kind of deal with it. Scolipede is annoying, but a Psychic into it will do quite a bit of damage. So I think I have shots here. I think the matchup is not terrible. I think they obviously have really good ways to hit me, but I also have good ways to hit them. That's what's most important. They also have some glaring weaknesses that don't have a lot of resistances, which is pretty nice for me. So they have a big weakness to fire. I don't have a good way of dealing spread or single target fire type damage, so that's not that significant. Water is obviously important, right? Of course, they resist it with Sinistcha and Primarina, but if in the right position, my Bull can just kind of bring its freaking horns out. You know what I mean? So. And then big, weakness to ground, only one immunity, one resistance in Sinistcha. So Mudsdale click Earthquake or Mudsdale click whatever ground type move that I put on and I forgot. So, what do I think this team wants to do? I think it wants to abuse Sand Rush Excadrill with Sand Rush Houndstone, which can click Last Respects in endgame. So if I could deny that and reserve any form of weather control or just stall out weather control until the end, that is definitely the way to not lose. Redirection with the Teacup. I have a few ways to handle this, but obviously they can set up with Primarina, Calm Mind, they can set up with the Tyranitar, Dragon Dance. So I don't know if that's the kind of player they are. I haven't really had a chance to review their games, or I don't even know if they have any games to review, whatever. They have really good coverage. Metagross is great. It's really strong. Pretty bulky. Primarina, strong, bulky. Scolipede, relatively strong. Has speed boost. Noivern, good coverage. Can click Tailwind. Dark Pulse, I think. Intimidate with Arcanine. Have ways around that. Trick Room, potentially. Maybe they say, actually, we're going slow right now. That's a possibility. And Sand. Sand is good. Sand is a good weather. How can I win the weather war? I think, honestly, Alola Ninetales could switch in, but it's going to be vulnerable to a lot of the rock types and Scolipede, obviously. Mudsdale does not mind being in sand, so if I could bring out Mudsdale while it's in sand, that's pretty good. Also, I have good Pokemon that match up into it. Initially, I thought maybe some kind of Rain Dance tech, but I actually changed that, so we're not going to talk about it. How do I counter the Matcha Gotcha? AoE moves, I think, Blizzard, Ninetales, Sludge Wave, Gengar. That's the kind of main idea. And if I have to, I can click Protect. I guess I don't want to be in a position where I have, because I did do Scarf on Ninetales. I don't want to be in a position where I have to click Sludge Wave into my own Ninetales, obviously, but um, there's ways around. There's ways around that. I don't have to click that move. Shadow Ball and Psychic are strong moves. Also, single target damage, right? Like, Sinistcha probably doesn't want to eat multiple Shadow Balls, even if it has the Cassib Berry. Trick Room, Mudsdale is the slowest Pokemon out of all of them. So I think it's fine. I'm not too worried. I mean, if I'm in a position of Trick Room, Mudsdale comes out if I have it. We'll see. And, Sinistcha likes to hold damage reduction berries, but it can't hold every damage reduction berry. So that's kind of like it doesn't want to eat a Sludge Wave or a Shadow Ball or a Blizzard. So, there's hypothetically multiple ways to hit this thing. So it's going to be annoying, but I don't think it's impossible. Maybe I'll be wrong, and I will regret everything I just said. Metagross. Oko, possible Oko from Gengar Shadow Ball, depending on bulk. Likely 2-hit KO from Mudsdale, and I don't think it can really hit my Mudsdale very hard. 2-hit KO from Mega Kangaskhan Crunch. I don't think I teched that, so it doesn't matter. Scolipede wants to go fast. It will be good into Ninetales. King, I didn't even finish. What was I trying to say? Who knows? Gengar can Oko it with Psychic. Intimidate can slow it down. And I did not bring Dragonite, so who cares? Shadow Sneak, this guy is a menace. Probably will be the Sash holder if I'm being completely honest, or a Scarf holder if they wanted to go even faster in that Sand Rush, as they say. Shadow Sneak is a 2-hit KO into Gengar and can Oko with Phantom Force, so maybe it just spams the Phantom Force button. Maybe if it does that and I have my Kangaskhan around, you do nothing. So hopefully, Rotom I did not bring, so it doesn't matter. Life Orb Aegislash is going to do some damage into it, and also I am bulky. It will be fine. So we have a Glass Cannon, also could be Sash, but also could be Scarf, also could be Life Orb, also could be, I don't know, Damage Reduction Berry? Citrus Berry? I mean, it's pretty fast and strong. Probably does not want to be hit multiple times. Mudsdale will be good into it. The Bull will be good into it. And yeah. T-Tar. Probably the biggest kind of scary one into the team, if I were to be completely honest, because, a lot of my Pokemon don't want to be Earthquaked either or hit Rock Slide. I don't know if it has Earthquake, but it definitely does not want to be Rock Slid. Gengar does not want to be knocked off. It can set up with Dragon Dance. And Rock Slide will definitely KO my Ninetales, so I have to have a quick way of kind of working through it. Intimidate on the Arcanine. It could be justified, so got to be careful about the dark moves. I don't think I have a lot of dark moves on my team, so that's probably not a big deal. EQ from Mudsdale will do a good amount of damage, and I am thinking, Inner Focus will help me do more damage. Roll to Oko from Non-Intimidate Tauros Wave Crash. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to be intimidated by this thing, but, it's bulky, it's strong. It's an Arcanine. Tailwind Setter, I think possible Dark Pulse 2-hit KO. Double Edge will smack this thing into Oblivion if it is Mega'd, and it can do a lot of damage when it's not. I think Scarf would make sense, probably. I know I said Scarf and Sash for a lot of things, but they're just really good items. I think this thing wants to go fast, and that's kind of why I think Scarf. So if they match their own Scarf, that kind of sucks, but I feel like they wouldn't do Scarf Tailwind, because that just doesn't make a lot of sense. And maybe I'm wrong, but it can ignore screens. It can have Frisk. Frisk seems like a likely ability, honestly. Telepathy also seems like a pretty good ability. Honestly, this Pokemon has good abilities. So Primarina, Gengar can really put work into this thing, even though it has bulky Spadef. Oko's my bull, so I don't want my bull to be on the field with it, unless I can, potentially outspeed it or something. But I probably don't want to be hit by this thing with bull. But I do not mind hitting it with my Gengar or my Kangaskhan. And this is the team, except for a few small changes. Ninetales is not this set anymore. I went with a Scarf so that I can outspeed the Noivern if it is not scarfed, and hit Icy Wind and blow it up and then slow down its opponent and potentially do damage or switch, whatever. We'll see if it actually is able to play out that way. Another change I made is Aegislash was, honestly, this thing is relatively defensive, so I think the Kasib Berry is kind of redundant, even though it kind of makes sense. So instead I went Life Orb and Bulky, so it does a lot of damage, but it can also eat some hits. I try to optimize the EV so that it takes one less tick from Life Orb, so I think some pretty strong players here. Kangaskhan obviously is just good. I went with Rock Slide. I did not go with Crunch. Why did I go with Rock Slide over Crunch? There was a reason. I'll think about it later. Maybe I'll change the move. But let's see. Tauros is just a Tauros Roselli Berry, so I can live a Moonblast from Primarina. Mudsdale has a Pasho Berry, so I can live a Water type move, and in return, click the Heavy Slam button. So, because Liquid Voice would make a lot of sense to kind of tech out on this team, I think. I was thinking about, like, what's it called? Wide Guard on Aegislash, but I kind of just felt like I needed to have more damage and feel like a threatening presence. I think there's a good amount of balance in bulk and attack here, so I don't know. I went really fast Gengar this week instead of Spadef because I honestly, like, their attackers are really physical oriented anyway, and it's I'm not gonna live any like crunch or whatever. Like I'm not. It's not gonna make a big difference, right? So I'd rather just go first and do a lot of damage, and then or just like reposition with Tauros and then or Mudsdale, Kangaskhan, right? I have like bulky attack kind of vibe going here, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm probably going to shut the heck up while I'm playing because honestly, I am not super good at the simultaneous communication. So I'm just going to, play and hope you enjoy.